Good morning and welcome to the Crafty Canary for your tip on Tuesday. In today's tip, I want to show you how I keep butter soft and spreadable, or what I use to have spreadable butter. I do not like margarine because it has a lot of hydrogenated oils and bad ingredients for us. And I know that butter is fattening, but we don't use a whole lot of it. But when we use it, we like it to be soft and spreadable. And when it comes straight out of the fridge, it is not. And you have to really get into it or somehow get it soft, and that takes time. But I have a couple of things that I do in the different seasons to have spreadable butter. Now, in the summertime, and we live in Texas, so it's very hot, I don't feel comfortable leaving butter out on my counter. And so I buy a product that is butter with olive oil and sea salt. And that's all it is. Those are the ingredients. You keep it in the fridge, but it comes out like a margarine and spreadable. So that's what I use in the summertime. In the winter months, when it is cooler outside, I do feel okay leaving butter in a nice closed butter dish on my counter. And it is nice and spreadable. And it's safe. I might only do a half a stick at a time just so that it doesn't go bad and it's not out for a really long time. It's safe and nice and spreadable. So there we go. Now my parents use what's called a butter crock or a butter bell, and it is shaped kind of like a bell, and you soften your butter on the counter and then you put it into the insert, and then it goes upside down into a larger crock that has a small amount of water in it. Now this does create an airtight seal, which keeps the oxygen out and will help your butter to stay fresh and last longer and not go bad. But you do have to remember to change that water twice a week. So for me, it's a little bit of a nuisance, so I don't use that. I just set it out on the counter and we use it within a little bit of time. But let's say I didn't have any of the butter with olive oil in the refrigerator. I didn't have any butter softened on the counter, but I wanted some butter for my bread and I needed it soft to spread. So there are some internet things going around about how you can do that. So I have a cold stick right out of the fridge and we're going to test it out. They say to get a box grater. Mine's oval shaped, but it's still that box grater with the big holes for grating. And we're going to take a cold stick of butter and grate it and see how it spreads. Now I'm going to use some food safe gloves just to keep the butter sanitized so that I can use it again, and then also to keep my hands from getting all greasy. And I'm going to take the stick and I'm going to grate a little bit onto my cutting board here and shake it out, and let's see how it spreads. Let's put a little bit on the bread and see what happens. Let me bring it closer to you so you can see. So it does do a little better. It's still kind of hard. It's certainly not as soft and spreadable as the butter that's been out on the counter, but it does spread. I got a little bit thick on there. Might not want to put quite as many pieces of grated butter on your bread when you do it so that you don't have such a big chunk, because it won't spread out too much. There we go. That's not too bad. But it works. Not as good as if you had some butter softened or you had the olive oil and sea salt butter, but not too bad. We'll give that an okay. I hope you have a great week. I hope you will come back next time, and I hope you will subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out, and I hope you have a great day. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.